Hi Sparkles, it's Jordan Sparks. Welcome back to my channel. Upon your request, we are going to be reacting to another older Mackenzie Ziegler solo from Dance Moms. So if you're interested in that, please make sure to give this video a great big thumbs up. But if you're brand new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jordan. If you would like to join the constellation, make sure to smash that juicy red subscribe button and tap the bell notification if you'd like to be reminded every single time that I upload, because my notifications are not being sent out to anybody these days. So that's good and fresh and also fun. So today we're going to be taking a look at Mackenzie's solo called Dancing Barefoot, and this is a solo that she actually forgot on stage. We're going to talk a little bit about what to do in that kind of situation, but all that being said, let's hop right into the video.
All right, skipping ahead just a little bit in your program to entry number 9 in the mini solo division. This is Mackenzie with Dancing Barefoot.
Okay, so I'm just going to pause right there. So far, I am seeing nicely stretched ankles and pointed feet in some moments, and then in other moments I'm seeing very loose, sloppy ankles and not pointed feet at all. But that being said, I'm gonna say that this is definitely more of an acrobatic solo. Again, I can see that there's a tiny bit of a contemporary feel to it, but I'd say that this is an acrobatic solo again. That being said, in terms of Mackenzie's dancing, I think that she's doing a great job in this solo. I do think that she has much better control and articulation on her lower body than she does on her upper body. So I feel like she has lots of upper body strength because she's constantly doing the acrobatic and tumbling tricks. But when it comes to working with your upper body as a dancer, you really need to think about completing your lines with your arms and your upper body and all of your movements with your head and your facial expressions as well, in the same way that you think of completing a line by turning out your leg from the hip and stretching the knee, pointing and winging your foot and creating a line that extends past your body and out to the edge of the audience. That's what you want to think about when you are working with your upper body as well. And Mackenzie has a tendency to be very stiff and placed with her motions instead of really moving through her body and feeling a natural kind of movement quality that extends to the audience. It kind of ends within the reach of her body. And as a dancer, you always want to be reaching out further than yourself, especially when you're dancing contemporary. It's all about telling a story and expressing how you feel through the movement. And I can see that Mackenzie's really trying to express herself through her facial expressions, because she's usually really happy and upbeat and expressive that way. And you can see that she's more sad and melancholy in her facial expressions, but it kind of ends in her facial expressions. And that being said, I don't think that this choreography really lends itself entirely to being able to express yourself through the movement, just because they also incorporated so many acrobatic and tumbling tricks into this, like they always do in a Mackenzie solo. But there were moments in here where she could have really taken a moment to breathe and work through her contractions and her isolations more and really be more expressive with her movement. But let's hop right back into this.
Mackenzie forgets her dance on stage. There's a one split second where she goes completely blank.
Okay, so I gotta say that she did a great job for forgetting her choreography. So when you forget your choreography, or you feel like you're going to forget your choreography, of course it's great to take a minute and or a second. You only have a split second when you're up there on stage, but it's great to take a split second and be like, okay, do I actually remember what's going on? If you don't remember what's going on, take an extra beat to really move through whatever movement that you were doing, and then get ready to improv for your life, honey. And when you're going to improv, try to be remembering, I know, again, when you're forgetting your solo, or you're like 7 years old on stage, this is a lot to think about. It's a lot of pressure. That's why competing for children is a lot of pressure, especially when you're on national television and you're expected to win. But in this situation, if you are in this situation, take a second and breathe, and then you're going to improv. If you don't remember what you're doing and you can't for some reason remember what you're doing, a lot of the time by listening to the music you'll be reminded of what's to come next, and you maybe just had a brain fart that lasted like 1 second and you forgot, or whatever it is. But what you don't want to do is stop. You just want to keep going, and don't let the audience know that you have forgot. Don't run off the stage and cry. Just take a moment, improv. Your teacher is not going to be angry at you unless they are Abby Lee Miller or they are some angry, irrational person. At the end of the day, they're going to be happy that you managed to improv and you stayed on that stage until your music was done, and you didn't let the audience know, and you gave the audience the show that they came for, and then you leave. The judges aren't necessarily going to know that you forgot your solo unless you made it very obvious, and nobody else in the audience needs to know that you forgot your solo unless you made it very obvious. But this doesn't have to be a traumatic, scarring experience for you. It's something that you can just work through. But what you don't want to do is stop what you're doing. What you don't want to do is run off stage. Those are the two things that you don't want to do if you forget your solo. So just keep
swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
And just improv, do your very best, and that's it. That's all you have to do when you forget a solo. We all make mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way.
We all forget the choreography sometimes. Abby likes to say that you're gonna get fired if you make a mistake or forget the choreography and do a little bit of improving, but at the end of the day, when you're working as a professional dancer, they might be a little bit peeved. If it's a live performance, they might say something to you or point it out. But at the end of the day, when you're working in theater, a lot of the time they're just like, oh, there was a mistake, because it's a human being. And I don't think that it really does anything healthy to enforce in anyone, let alone a child, that if you forget, it's going to be the end of your life, because it's not. It's not the end of the world. It's really not a big deal at all. Just keep going,
Just keep swimming.
keep moving, finish up your time on stage, and sayonara. Do a fancy little jazz walk-off and call it a day. So overall, I think that Mackenzie did a great job with her acro tricks. I am very impressed whenever she really works through her ankles and pointing her feet and winging her feet in terms of stretching her knees and working out her turnout. She has a great facility when it comes to all of those things. It's just a matter of keeping it in mind and making sure that it becomes muscle memory by reinforcing it over and over and over, and making sure that she does it right every single time. And that's what's going to make sure that she stays consistent, so that she does do it right every single time. Because once you have it in your muscle memory, then you don't have to think about it all the time. You don't have to think, oh my god, I need to point your feet, because your feet will already just be pointed, because every time you go to extend your leg, you're going to point your foot naturally once it becomes your muscle memory. So just do it right. Perfect practice makes perfect. And overall, I thought that Mackenzie did great with this number. I thought that she did great with forgetting the solo. It was literally edited to make it look like she forgot a big portion, but she just kind of froze for half a second and then kept going. But I think that she did a great job. Let me know what you guys thought of Mackenzie's dancing down below. Let me know, have you ever forgot a solo? Have you ever forgot a dance and were just kind of like not knowing what to do? Or did you handle it like a pro? Did you improv and then leave the stage gracefully? Let me know down in the comments below. If you have any other suggestions for dances that you would like to see from me, definitely let me know down in the comments below. And if you'd like me to react to your dancing, definitely check out my YZO. I will leave a link to that down in the description box below. But I think that is it for this video. So, of course, if you haven't given this video a thumbs up, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. That supports me a lot. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would love to have you. Make sure to press the subscribe button to join the constellation. We just hit 25,000 subscribers thanks to your guys' support. And all that being said, as always, make sure to be weird, be wild, and stay sparkly, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.